It couldn't have been weaker than me for. It couldn't have been weaker 1 week ago. It couldn't have been weaker than me for 1 week ago. I called her, she called me late, and why did I give her the chance? And why did I give her the chance? And why did I give her the chance again? And why do I ever do that? But again, and I like it when you do that, when you can slate her sin innocent. Text saying good night, but I never answered the phone. How weak she slept later, for the how I can forget. But when she forget the sooner than later, then she forgot me as though I didn't forgive her before. And how could you hurt someone who didn't forget you? Wouldn't hurt you for many times. You have hurt me for the integrity with one idea, but she can't be the one she's doing. She's to be the lion for the lion man to me. I can't trust her, and she can't trust one who will run the trust of death and the line to see. Forgive her once and you forgive her 4 more times. And how could it be me? Although she's the first one crying, I told her I'm hurting for that she can care less by myself, and she thinks it's someone else, and she'd like to come back, and she left me hanging like I was a back turn when I should have never turned back. Turn to soften the ugliness and deceit for the receipt. No regrets make angry, but how can I choose that? I should be happy without her, but real true love is without doubting the cause of harm for the havoc of the complaint of you. Shouting and hypocrisy, the defining the line is standing between the love and the sin. Routing is can't be better for the do. Can't do right is a choice of choosing. Losing faith is pawning for the currency and integral value. Selling souls is not allowed in our premises. The promises are emptied in our premises, and promiscuous and miscellaneous and conscious accounts accounting repetition unlike the metronome, the no man's bridge and the gnomes. Daily habits a bit divides and devastating for the demoralized. The time of realizing, relighting for the adjectives that describe the scribbled cribs and bibs and baby zero tendencies and the tooling and affection effects, the dodging and the deflection, the disappearances, the bringing around awareness and the murderliness and the addition of green equations, the living condition equally AI. The artificial intelligence until the intel formulas and patterns and the pattern. Another deflation, the recognition, the cognitive coherence, the directions and paying rent for the wallet, for the debts and detrimental for the determining the fraud facts. Mining of the artifacts and the lacking the tree by how to act in the coefficient rolled off the social conditions to the edges. Conditions food for thought for the intermittent. Eating and feeding. Leading me on like EPA acts, there's a need to be the gun for them that's pointed at me. Those people. Couldn't have been weaker than me. Couldn't have been weaker than me.
Break out those pores to pour out those faces, the oil, the pimples of the pop out view in the mirrors of that they hate to devout. The doubt, the beauty for the holding of the regrets of the yet to realign of their assigning to be a sign of the times they can't tell the times to watch it all go down and down for the cause. The effect that it gave it to be given away for the genders and the genders and not agreed upon the taking to be about and read. And grief that idolized and the idol for the ideas to be the past history and thought about taking not to be taken serious of the energies of the searing and the sirens. And the silence of stereotypes become serious as radio. Radicals and radiation illuminated for the illuminate, the forward, the spark of the light for the building the bulbs. Build the bubbles to the build the site to destruction of Babylon, a new construction site to employ the many and the man for the manipulate. Massive infrastructure, the infantry, the infant. Influence and infrared lights that darken the sight to inferior, infinite for the infestation of infidelities the Castro won't put up without the width of words to fit the mouth to sound the eardrums. Nearsighted who sees no wrongs and ringing out the white towers from hanging from the towers. Towering towards the towns and cars. Get told enough, or they were told to be filled to feet. Fiends that mourn to everyone that every day that mourns and moans. Morons to the money for the can't count on the ad feeds. Feeling with the feline vitalized, the man to say that man who manifestation of their doubts and depths. Debated for the rebates and how to commend the dark and the happy, the do's and the clauses that come out of the tail for the comeback for the comments. They rock the sky, they write the rice, the stars, the mistaken the propaganda for the meteors, and meteor writing the citations that meter. Materials that materialize the fabric of reaping what the people saw. We saw them rights are left to be wrongly placed in the complacent advocates. Advertisers that are adjacent to hell. Who's heaven sent to deliver the message that are weak and the muscles of the message? Misogyn told domestic misogynist and mismarried, divorced to disperse, misinterpreted interpretation, the reparation they needed to restore the shells. They laughing stock and stack the prices you paid to chase to the paper banks and that are even named after the savings and check cash to catch you paying respect under the consideration and pressure for the president of the states and the divided for the states in mind demand diminish. The states in mind that can't speak to state claims to state farmers who cultivate the piece of paper to apply their approach and apologies. To be international or logical, for the layers, the diversion, and diversion of virgin, yo, Ventura, vengeance, can't
I'll appreciate the weak. The proposal to engage the young age in agendas. Used to deploy the depreciation to deprive that arrive out of the asylum and refuse a refugee to come home. Homes without homes, contradictory. Contracts complete with complications and company to be compelled to seek the seers. To be used as a lighthouse and lightweight impatient for the door to shut before them low-key pissed off at the bathrooms that are dirty for the worth. Value that bargains in for the bar you gave. You the spirits that inspired, there's no sweat for the perseverance. The order for the neo-Nazis, the penalizer, the penal gland for the third idea, for the example to exempt that temptation. To the challenge of the rising in temperatures and the temperament for the psychological warfare for that can't afford the effort. To forfeit the purpose and to put the forefathers in vain for the blood, the blue color lines and the cross-fade, the lines across the light for the Christ to dim out the dim for the fault. Complaining of earthquakes and pressures to provide to provoke. Vocalists to sing the serenade, what's dope with the surrender and the syringes. Sort out the outcomes and come out the dark to lighten the mood for the just the pupils of the pulpit. Feed the doubt and take offering and give depth to the debate. Defend the shift to shape the exorcism, the sample to exempt the example to exercise the freedom of choice. And left you the rights to be given for the forgiveness to be the fortunate and the fortitude that would give up their forfeit. Feet for the action to complain to the companies that are invited by the loans and the seer that lost the sight found. The way out of the invisible for the beckons that believes and now reconsider the recollection. As a conundrum to beat on the beat. Better burn the being beat that and cons to contrary to continue the conversation to be considered. You connive not for the wrongdoing at all, but yes, cynical deaths and seeing I've seen, I'm seer, not sighted for the blind is no ear. For the enemy, dearly departed, to be proud to deprecate them. Alternative and decorate the alternations. Allegations and allegiance to all right and all rise and almost to be almighty, imposing that find impossible, not easy to be obtained. Overcome obstacles to be obsolete, hunger to eat away for the obvious obese, and encourage those who eat rape. The right half to beat for the distant, the destination, we're destined to meet the marriages. near the mayors, the inherent that define the mortgage to the mortuary. For the monthly periods that are happening and happiest gay rights are taken to the streets to stretch the amateurs to call themselves a protester and Protestant. Confess the confrontation to come. Federate the rates to the pavement. Respects the lies that use the words of power to charge them to be debt to bail. The dates that they make things, arrangements to pay back we came to the banks to define the bank runs, disputed for the disrupt. Occupiers, the swindle for the swines, to sleep off the feet for the making, the clinking, the wicked, the vacation, the advocate, the time and terrors, to cloud the terrain. Amounts of drought to drown the smiles and pounds. The toilet for the toes and the golden for the seats and death that never seems to come. It seems to simplify the complete chaos. Chit chat, the cheap train, the Asian culture, the disaster, the relief of the relish, the dogs, the dogman, the damnation. The Charlie to the Dalai Lama for the Brahma drama, and the impertinent period to be the comma for the poem. To turn up the roads, the concrete, the greens, to turn up the world to be the flower, the steeds we sow, the roots and not to be included for the equation. The quality and equivalent rights to prevalent, to wrongs, and left to die like the stains and the pain and the heartbreak.